Namaste, Sitaram, Assalamu alaikum, Shalom, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to each and every one of you. Welcome to another episode of Divine Soul Journey. I want to say thank you so much for joining us each and every week. And as always, I'm so excited for the guests that we bring on board with us. And in the absence of my Hawaiian goddess princess, Portia Ing, I would love to introduce you to my guest and who will be my co host for the day. And this woman is very special. She's so inspiring. We have amazing conversations. And you know what? I cannot wait to introduce you to her. But a disclaimer, I just want everyone to know all I need for you to do is to sit back and relax because this is not about religion. This is about your divine soul journey. Divine because we all look up to divine, whoever divine is for you. Your soul, because we all have a soul and our soul is working so hard to go home to what we call enlightenment on this journey of life, eternal life. So I want you to just sit back and enjoy. And please, when we do the practices, do partake if you're comfortable. If not, it's okay. Just sit back and relax because you also, what we call, will get a flash throughout the whole show. Now, in the background, you're hearing some music, the love, peace, and harmony. Very powerful music. So I want you to just sit back and even if you have to close your eyes and listen to it, and that's all that you do, you will, I am guarantee you will get some healing as well. So please join me and welcome my amazing guest, Miss Jackie Correia. Welcome, Jackie, to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Jackie, this is a long in the making, girl. I'm telling you, it's been long in the making. We have
For
so
sure.
much to talk about.
Yes, we do. We do. For
So,
sure.
so first, let's start off with who's Jackie?
So Jackie she's a financial advisor, but I am first a woman that continues to seek and continue to grow within herself. So I always say life is a journey, right? So we are constantly, for me to be better at what I do to serve my clients, I first have to continue to grow, to continue to heal, and to become better with who I am. I'm constantly seeking the God within me to be better every day. So that is who Jackie is. I'm a mom, a grandmother, and I've been in the financial industry for over 30 years. But, my job is to serve. And, whenever I come into the space of anyone, I always pray that I do leave them or they leave me appreciating or gain something from what they receive from me. So I'm always trying to be a teacher, but I'm also constantly learning to be better at who I am.
That's amazing, Jackie. And you're one of those people, and thank you for sharing that with us. You're one of those people who are very comfortable in your skin with yourself. You're very comfortable.
Yes.
You know what you want. You predicted the love of your life, which is
Yes.
totally amazing. You have to hear that story. Um, and you don't let anybody intimidate you whatsoever.
Right.
You go for what you want.
But it's funny because, when I came to this country and I heard people talking about, as a child growing up, I never owned the Bible or, I went to church, but it was a Catholic church. But not until as I grew into the adult life and I had my son, that I realized that a lot of things that I was doing as a child, I was now hearing it, because now you're listening to the TV, and you have more to social media. But a lot of times, since I was a young girl, I was creating the life I wanted by speaking it into existence. And I remember as a child, my mom whipping me because she would always say, you end up doing so and so because you said you would. But and I didn't connect the two until I started to grow older, that I was always creating the life. So we always have to create the life we want, whether it's positive or negative. And sometimes we do it, not sometimes, 100% of the times we do it by the how we think and how we speak. So carrying myself and the way I think about myself, it's something that I start within myself, right? I don't need the world to tell me I am so and so. I know, first of all, I have a creator that lives within me, and I trust that creator to be my guide and light, and I trust him with everything I do. So yes, I don't feel I need approval from the world. Not saying I can't learn from people, but because I trust him to always make the correct decisions for me, I'm not intimidated by a CEO or somebody that has a title. You know what I'm saying? I feel that we're all equal.
Absolutely. We still put our pants one foot at a time, one leg
Right.
at a time, right?
You take away that title, whether you're
Yes,
the prime minister, the president,
that's
we are
right.
still equal.
Mm-hmm.
God created us. We came to earth as an equal. We came with nothing, with the same amount of knowledge to learn. And if
Absolutely.
we were to think like that, we would realize that nobody on earth is better than the next man, right?
Absolutely.
It's
Mm-hmm.
just that some of us get lost along the way, or they're there maybe to teach us to be better. You know what I mean? Like, you might see a man in the street, and you may think that he doesn't deserve to be looked upon, but he does. Maybe he's there to teach us something, or maybe he got lost, and eventually he'll find his way back.
It's amazing you say that because we never know who is on the street for whatever reason.
Hmm.
Because survival is survival, and you're absolutely right. A lot of things present itself is really a test to us,
Yeah.
because we are, like you said, a lot of people don't know this, and they may think it's religion because it's taken out of the Bible, but it's not. The I am
Hmm.
that, because there's a pause there. I am that
That I
I
am.
am is the
Hmm.
God and Goddess in you. Like you
In
said
you,
it.
yes, we
One
are all
thing,
gods.
one of the things I admire about you, it doesn't matter what you do, you look fabulous. You make
Thank
yourself
you.
look fabulous. You don't really do not care what people think about you, how you look, your size, the way I mean, even when you see your pictures, the way you
Hmm.
present your home, it's immaculate. This is
Thank you.
Jackie, and it's how you do one thing is how you do everything. Yes, I may
And
have
it's
to
so
say I'm a little
true.
bit jealous here right now. I know I should be
No,
jealous,
don't
but
use
not
that
jealous in a
word.
bad way. It's in a good
Don't
way. It's,
use
I
that word.
applaud her and
Thank
celebrate,
you.
because
And
we
she
have to
does all the
celebrate
time.
yes,
Yes,
we have to
she does it
celebrate
all
the
the time.
accomplishments of where you got
Absolutely.
there and the
Yes.
success, because it has not been an easy road for you
No,
whatsoever.
no. And I
So,
mean, I think sorry,
no, go ahead.
I think I show a lot of times, and this is something, I mean, close people to me even did not know the journey that I went through. And I remember a girlfriend of mine say, I sat next to you in church, and I can't believe not once did I know what you went through. I said, the journey is not what I said, it's always after the journey. I said, but I was on a mission. I know what I was going through, but I didn't need the outside world to justify what I was going through. I was trusting on God. He was my strength, right? He's always my strength. So when you go through, sometimes I think we have a tendency to want to put it out there, but you don't want the energy coming from the outer world, right? It's the inner man have to give you the strength. So, coming back there's so many things that I and people would say to you, you went through that. Yes, I did. There were times that I was living where I didn't even know what my next paycheck was going to come from, but I was trusting and I was believing, right, that something great is going to come. And so I didn't want a lot of people to know what I was going through. So I kept that part of my life quiet. I would go in the closet, close the door, and I would just pray to God. And when I felt I got the answer or I felt comfortable enough, then I came out, I wiped my eyes, I fed my son, and I continued to go on like nothing was wrong.
It's your
Right?
test. It's your test.
Yeah.
When you're on a mission, here's one of the things I realized even recently, even so more. I mean, we know these things, but when it happens and it presents itself to you in front of your
Mm-hmm.
face, this happened to someone else, and it's one of our teachers, and she's a cancer survivor, and almost 9, 10 years ago, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer,
Mm-hmm.
and she was told she was going to live like 6, 9 months. This was like almost 9, 10 years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
believe me, she's done a lot of work. And recently, within the past, and I met her probably within a year and a half when I became part of this. I'm not here to address anything to anyone,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm telling you, it saved my life. But getting to know her and working with her, suddenly she disappeared. And she
Mm-hmm.
had a relapse, and recently she came back within the past couple of weeks. And you should see her the way she was looking, like you wouldn't believe it. And I saw her for about 3 or 4 days, every single day at different events online.
Mm-hmm.
And every day she looked stronger and stronger because she had, I was telling you about the spiritual light massages. It's
Mm-hmm.
like getting the massage, but from a spiritual level to the soul level. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And if
Mm-hmm.
anybody wants to find out more about that, please message me at dsjshow2020 at gmail.com, and I can tell you more about that. And I've been having a lot of that recently, the soul light massages. However, one of the things when in one of the teachings we were talking, a master teacher was talking about the different levels, the dimension that we live in, and we're going in the third dimension, and then there's the fourth dimension, the fifth dimension is God, and then you go beyond and beyond. But what I realized is that open my eyes even more is, and this is what I'm feeling,
Mm-hmm.
when we believe we've accomplished something, you're fooling yourself if you believe that's the only level in that, because there's levels to
Right. Because you
every
stop
single.
growing.
There are
Yeah. It
levels
means
to
you stop
every
growing.
single thing. There's
Yes.
higher levels and higher levels and levels and levels in that one
Yeah.
particular area. And when
But
I
when
realized, sorry, go ahead.
sorry, go ahead. Because the other thing, the way I actually I teach that is that it's like and I'm gonna sometimes quote certain scriptures of the
Yeah, go
Bible. It's
ahead.
like you had Moses who
Mm-hmm.
and his went around the mountain 40 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like bringing it back to our daily life is that if you do not learn the lesson, and it could be like relationships, sometimes, I mean, there was a time even I said it, why does I keep picking up the same kind of man? Right? And it's because you haven't learned the lesson, and there's a message in that lesson. And
Yes,
because you didn't learn it, you pick up another person just like the person you had before, because there was something in that to teach you. So when you learn or you understand the mistake or whatever you're doing, then you get to the next level.
that's right. It's detachment. Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, and we're going to do a forgiveness practice very soon. Maybe it's a segue to this.
Mm-hmm.
Detachment, I have learned, is key. It doesn't mean you don't love the
Mm-hmm.
person. Does not mean you're not going to interact with the person, but you're going to detach from the emotions and feelings and the anger and the envy and the
Mm-hmm.
hate and everything with that. That's not getting you anywhere
Yeah, but
whatsoever.
I think it's also a process, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm not dismissed from that, because I think when you first break up or whatever relationship, even if it's a hurt of a sibling, you go through why was I so stupid?
Mhm.
I see
Mhm.
the writing on the wall, but I love myself.
Mhm.
And you beat up on yourself. So you go through the different stages. And the first stage is, first you feel, you know, I was just, how could this person take advantage of me? Then you get to the next level, and then you get to the angry stage. But I think you have to go through those stages. I mean, don't get me wrong, going through the stages is a process, and it's okay. Is if you stay stuck in those stages, is when it becomes, when it takes over you, and sometimes people get sick from it,
Absolutely.
right? So,
Absolutely. Mhm.
I have gone through those, like, being in a relationship, things didn't work out, you invest your time, your money, whatever, and it didn't work out. So you kind of like, what a waste of time.
And
But
truly, it's not a waste of time. It's
it's
when
not.
there's a cause and effect to everything. Because when we point
Hmm.
the finger to anyone, listen, I say to people,
Comes
listen,
back to
even
us.
in myself, that person was put in front of you for a reason. The day it was epiphany, the day I realized that you have to embrace the good, the bad, and the ugly in your life. And
Hmm.
most people say, if I coulda, shoulda, woulda. It reaches that point when you said, no, should I have known or could I have known what I know now? You wouldn't know what to
Hmm.
do with it then. In any case,
And it's funny because that's what I tell my guy right now. Even sometimes he say he
you
wished he
have an
met me 10
amazing
years
guy,
ago.
okay? Amazing guy. Trust me on that one. I haven't met him yet, but believe me, it's like I know him, okay?
You know what? Everybody says the same thing.
Jackie, wait,
Everybody
wait,
says the
Jackie,
same
why,
thing.
Jackie, why don't you tell us about that little story in
Okay, so
2017?
okay,
It amazes me every time
2017,
I hear it.
2017.
Is
Is
it
it 2000?
70?
Which one?
When
Okay,
you wrote
it's,
down what you wanted.
oh no, 2007.
Oh, seven. Oh,
2007.
I'm sorry.
Yes,
Seven.
2007.
It's even
2000.
longer.
That's how long it took to get to this point. I wrote
Well,
down
now you're
what I
both
was looking.
comfortable, so.
Right. But we were talking about detachment, and I will come to that detachment to let you know how this beautiful soul came into my life. So agree. It's funny how we're connecting the pieces. But in 2007, I sat down and I said what I was looking for in a partner. And I mean, for me, it was just simple little things. I wanted somebody who adored me, and would love to do things with me, whether it was just sitting at the lake or planting flowers in the garden, but just wanted to always be with me and comfortable with me and love, just literally love doing things with me. And I mean, I have gotten what my heart's desire. And it took 12 years, pretty much, like almost like, yeah, 12, 13 years before this person walked into my life. But in that process, I was getting all these crazies, right? But as he puts it, he says, Jackie, your life was so revolved around your son because I've always been a planner, and which is the truth. I've always planned out my life, just like I've always speak things in existence. I always, like, I knew that I was going to raise my son, to put him through university, and once he was gone, I knew my partner, my husband, was going to come into my life. But I mean, I hit 50, and I was like, wait a minute, where's my husband? This is what's supposed to happen. But I had, as you said, attachments. So when 2020 came into play, before 2020 came into to I came to a place of my life because I also was struggling with my son. Like, my son and I have been a single mom raising my son for over 20 something years. And when my son graduated, he came to me one day and said, I'm moving out. And it was like, I didn't have time to even embrace this. It was, he graduated on like the 14th of April, and he moved out on the 1st of May.
Hmm.
So I was like an empty nest.
But
And
that was
I
a
had,
blessing for you, Jackie. It was a blessing in disguise.
I absolutely, but I'm just sharing about
Hmm.
the attachment
Hmm.
again, right? I've always had somebody to care for, and now I'm like alone. And I realized that a part of me was going into a little bit of depression. And I'm gonna use, I could say it now, because looking back at it, it was just that my, struggling to do the things that I love to do, I wasn't doing it. So I know, I would come home from work and I would throw myself on the couch. That's not my habits. So I knew, I mean, I'm grateful that I can tap into myself real quickly when things are not aligned, right? But it did take me some time, because even though my son moved in 2017, I was struggling with him, being away, and just, and the bad relationships and everything. And before the new year came, I literally said, I'm going to leave this country. I'm going to cross the ocean, because I'm a strong believer that crossing the ocean or standing to the ocean, it cleanse whatever needs to go. I mean,
Yes.
that's my belief. But it
Yes.
always bring forth what it is that you're calling
Mm-hmm.
out to. And one of the things that I did, I put whatever was going on with my son at the foot of the cross, which is, I said, Lord, I am putting this. I literally released my son to him.
Mm-hmm.
I released my relationships. I said, I cannot bear this anymore. It's tearing me apart, and it's letting go. I let go and let God took over.
It's
When I
trusting.
got,
It's
yes,
trusting. Mm-hmm.
so I sat on that beach. I would never forget. It was one of the coldest days in January. The winds, like, we're in Cuba, but it's the winds where I remember the sand hitting me in my face. And I told my girlfriend, I said, I am not leaving this beach until I'm done writing what it is that I'm calling for 2020. We didn't think a pandemic was coming, but anyway. And I wrote out. And this time around, when I wrote what it is that I was looking for my husband, I didn't write the details. I just said, bring forth what is suited and fit for me. And I asked for a better relationship with my son, where we both had respect for each other. And I wrote 10 things, including what I wanted for my business and how I wanted my business to grow. And that's where it all started. I remember we came back to Toronto. My girlfriend said, I cannot believe how quickly this thing manifests. Because I came back and I met this beautiful man. But he'd been doing the work too. So it's not like he was just sitting there. He also knew what he wanted and what he didn't want. So I came back and I met this person. I even sometimes say to him, like, how these two souls can come together. And I always believe that it doesn't matter where in the world this person is. When God is ready to bring two people together, he will do so. Hello?
Yes. Yes, I'm
Okay,
listening.
okay. Yeah.
I'm taking
It
up in
doesn't
your
matter.
story, Jackie.
What's that?
I'm taking up in your story.
It
I
doesn't matter
love
where
these
you are.
stories.
Yeah. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be in Africa, and I could be in Canada. God will find a way to bring these two people together. And here it was. And Donovan, I remember what he said. I mean, there were direct questions I asked him, because I wasn't wasting time, and I didn't want this person to waste my time. And I just asked a direct question, and his answers were just everything I was seeking. And I said to him, let's meet. And we, in the whole of pandemic, we met at the lake, which is my favorite place, the waterfront, right? And we had tea there, and we would bring our little launcher, and that's where we dated through the whole pandemic, right? And got to know each other. And I remember one day I was sitting at the lake, and he said to me, not said to me, he just spoke out loud, and then I guess, didn't realize it was an outside voice. And he said, um, this feels right. Not knowing I had that written in my book since 2007. He said, just sitting here, looking at the lake, sitting next to you, this just feels right. But in my journal, that's what I had asked for. Somebody that would be just comfortable being with me, even if it was just sitting at the lake. That's my exact written part in the thing. And I remember, it's like, I remember this tapping on my shoulder. And like the Holy Spirit said, pay attention. Listen to what he's telling you. And he didn't know that. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't even know that I had written that in my journal in 2007. And here it was like a confirmation that I knew that this is the person. But he knew I was the right person, because when I first met him at the lake, he came when we parked the car. He said to me, he said, "I feel like I've known you my whole life." And I don't know where these words came from. And I said, maybe we had met in another lifetime.
Absolutely. That is more
Like,
and more
I
common.
remember pausing. I'm like, where did that come from?
Yes.
So, and I tell you, and that was it. Like, and the things that, it's, our relationship is just getting stronger, stronger. I mean, but we like, I knew, and I think he, like, not he, but we both knew this was right, because there were no there were no struggles. Like, it doesn't mean that we don't have arguments where, or he may say something and I look at him and I just, we say, or, because when you're in a relationship, you're gonna have
You
disagreements.
should.
But it
You're supposed to
Yeah,
have it
because
because that
we
something's
challenge
wrong.
each. No, for sure, but we challenge each. But if there's a respect, like, it's
Absolutely.
amazing relationship, because it's a balance in our relationship, meaning that, I respect what he has to say, or he comes back. Like, I might be fussing about something, but then he breaks it down from a different, from a male, compared to, listening from another female, first of all. But sometimes I look at him and I'm like, wow, I didn't see it that way, right? And vice versa. So, the relationship, which I knew from time, is that the relationship that you're in must make you grow to be better.
Absolutely. And you know
Yeah.
what? It's that you all are so comfortable that you can be open with each
Mhm.
other. You learn from
Mhm.
each other, you respect each other, and you know you're there for a reason.
Oh, for sure. No, but that's my. I don't want to say that. People say, what's call it, the twin flame or whatever. But that
Soulmate.
man there is
He's a
my soulmate.
soulmate.
No, he is definitely, and the fact that,
But he's been with you in the past lifetimes, and you know when you meet someone, you just
what
can't get rid of them.
for
No matter
me,
what you
is,
do, you can't get
yeah.
rid of them.
Well, I don't want to get rid of him,
No, no,
but
no,
it's
no,
the
no. I'm
peace.
saying that sometimes, and you
Yeah,
wonder
it's the
why.
peace.
It's because
It's
you
the
have a
peace.
connection with them in the past, in many lifetimes, not only one, in many
Hmm.
lifetimes. Definitely so. But you know what I would like to do right now is
Hmm.
we all, including myself and everyone here on the Divine Soul Journey, at some point in time, and if it is very rare, extremely rare, for any person who has not struggled at some point in time in their life with a relationship. And some people, you know what? They struggle their whole lives with relationships. Some people never find true love. Sometimes when
That's
it's
true.
late, going through one divorce or break up after another, like you did, right? And then sometimes the children abused by their parents. And their parents, I know, of course, we have who are because we grew up in the Caribbean, Jackie, and you know what
Hmm.
that means,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Right? As well.
Yep.
And as what is getting more and more common is that parents are getting abused by their children
Hmm.
because it's a totally different lifestyle that we're in right now, a
Yep.
totally different generation.
Hmm.
You know, other people could be cheated by their business partners.
Yeah.
There's a, have to be a trust there. And these are relationships that are very, very common. And we refer to, you know, our the planet we live on as Mother Earth. Because and right now, as you know, with all the challenges that's going on, there's a big purification cleanup going on. But I will
Hmm.
say this that the root, people always ask what is the root cause of blockages in a relationship because when there's a problem, it's a blockage, it's a challenge.
Hmm.
And we could sum it up really much in one sentence. And listen carefully, everyone. The
Hmm.
root cause of blockages in relationships is negative Shen-Chi Jin, which we refer to Shen as being the soul, mind, and body. The Chi is the energy, the Jin is the matter. From this lifetime and past lifetimes. So basically, from head to toe, skin to bone, where the soul is the boss. And one person said to me once, "So I don't know what the soul is. I know what the spirit is. Your soul, your breath of life. your spirit, it's all the same. If you don't have a soul, your soul lives on. When your soul ascends to heaven, it lives on. It doesn't stay there. Your body disintegrates, but your soul moves on. But here's the thing that most people don't know is that you have the power to clear all the negative blockages and all the drama and the crap and the stuff from your past life as well as present. What you've experienced, because you only know the consciousness of this one. But there are times when you say you may have deja vu. I swear to you, I live in like 2 dimensions or more. Because sometimes I wake up and say, did I do this? And there's nothing to justify what it is I was talking about. Or it might be a couple weeks and it was like so real. But one of the things we know is love and forgiveness. Well, forgiveness is key.
But you first have to love the forgiveness. You have to forgive yourself first. Anything, you know, coming back to the hurt and the pains and whatnot. In order for you to get through whatever you need to get through, you first have to forgive yourself.
Absolutely.
You were talking just briefly about companies or partners.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I went to a company that I know because I prayed about it, and I know the Holy Spirit, the God within me, said He didn't want me to go to that company. I went anyway and I'll tell you why I went. Because of fear of not having enough, or fear of, and that was where I used my flesh over my God. And He said to me, I'm giving you 5 years there. And again, my assistant has been with me long enough to know the journey I've been through. And I'll tell you, the confusion that came in the Ford going into the 5 years forced me to be where I am today.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. I've been told that recently there's lots of flows and readings I get from friends and so forth. And one of them was saying, keep telling you not to go there, and you keep going.
Mm-hmm.
And because sometimes we let the mind take over the heart and the soul, because the soul comes first. And it goes in that order because the soul is the wisdom, and it feeds it to the heart, the information, and whereby it goes into the mind where it transforms and processes it to the body. But we're going to do a practice right now, a forgiveness practice, a very powerful forgiveness practice. And if you choose to partake, awesome. If not, it's okay. So I just want, you can sit down for this. Sort of, if you have a cushion in the back of your, behind you, just move it. Sit up straight. If you're lying, that's fine. If you're lying, do not repeat what I'm saying. You can do it in silence because your energy just flows through. And we're going to do a forgiveness practice. Now, some people may feel something and they may not. So I would like for you to, right now, just relax. Take some deep breaths. And we're going to visualize light, a golden light ball. And, one of the things is for one of the mantras we use. It's very simple. It's 3 lines. I forgive you. You forgive me. Bring love, peace, and harmony. Because you want to bring love, peace, and harmony to yourself. So we're going to use different, what we call body powers and soul power, but ignore the power part of it. We're going to place one palm over your message center. Your message center is where your heart is. Now, it's not where your heart is physically. It's pretty much by your sternum, by the breastbone. There's where it meets. That's your message center, which some people know it as your 4th chakra. But don't touch it. Leave it probably about 1 inch or 2 away. Then take your other hand, the palm of your hand, And then your lower abdomen, which is the second chakra below the navel, you can just put your hand there. You know that little flab that we all have that I'm feeling right now? That is what we're talking about. Just on their navel, so it's okay. That, however, your what we call the lower dantian, that part of your body, as well as your heart, holds the relationship, forgiveness, immunity, longevity, finance, and all those parts of it. And there's more. And the list goes on. So you put one on your mesa center and one by your lower abdomen. You can say this in silence, or you could just listen to me. I want you to close your eyes and relax. And just take some deep breaths. And as you're breathing, I want you to visualize that golden light ball going down as you inhale into your abdomen. That's your foundational center. There's a few foundational centers in your body. Some people know it's a Kundalini, which is in your back. We call it Mingmen. They're very powerful energy centers in your body. But if that's too advanced for you, it's okay. It's okay. So just sit back and relax and listen to me. We always say hello. Very important that we say hello. Hello is respect. And the way we say hello is by saying hello, or we say how, H-O-W. It's the way it's pronounced. It's spelled a little differently, H-O, but it's pronounced like how. So how, or just hello. And just listen and repeat after me. Only if you're sitting up, not if you're lying down. In your mind, you can repeat after me. And this is a forgiveness practice in regards to relationships, someone in your life. It could be someone from the past that you have a relationship with that you need to make peace with. Or you can choose someone who is present. Maybe physically in your life right now, or maybe you had a breakup. Maybe it's a child, maybe it's a parent, maybe it's a spouse. So let's start. Dear soul, heart, mind, body of myself and of name the person with whom you need a relationship healing and transformation with. And dear soul, heart, mind, body of my relationships with you. I love you, I honor you, and I appreciate you. You're speaking to the souls, so you have to give them love. Please forgive my ancestors and me for all the mistakes we have made in all lifetimes that have hurt or harmed you and your ancestors in any way. I am sincerely sorry for all these mistakes. I forgive you and your ancestors totally, completely, and unconditionally for any and all hurt or harm you may have caused my ancestors or me in all lifetimes. Thank you. Then we say hello to the outer souls. Dear Tao, Source, and Divine. Divine is whoever divine is to you. Tao, Source, it's all the same. They're Buddhas, saints, and name the saints you believe in, all of them as many, or you can just call your heaven's team. They're heaven, Mother Earth, and countless planets, stars, galaxies, and universe. They all have souls. I love you, I honor you, and I appreciate you. Please forgive my ancestors and me for all the mistakes, hurt, or harm we have caused in all lifetimes related to negative Shenji-Jin blockages, soul, heart, mind, energy, and body, matter, that may have created all kinds of relationships. I apologize from the bottom of my heart to you and all the souls my ancestors and I have may have hurt or harmed in these ways. In order to be forgiven, I will serve unconditionally. To chant and meditate is to serve. I will chant and meditate or pray, if you choose to, as much as I can. I will offer unconditional service as much as I can. I unconditionally forgive anyone who hurt or harmed me or my ancestors in any and all lifetimes. I am extremely grateful. Thank you. So I would like you now to just keep breathing and relax and visualize a golden light connecting you, your ancestors, and the people, whether it be in the organizations or cities or countries or animals from whom you have requested forgiveness. Then I would like you to take some deep breaths. Inhale and expand your abdomen, your belly. Exhale and contract your abdomen. So you breathe in this golden light ball, this beautiful, clean energy, love, down to your abdomen. And then you're going to exhale the toxic, negative. Just like you put when your blood purifies, this is what you're doing. You're purifying your breath and you're cleaning your inside. So a deep breath with golden light ball of love, full of love, going through your heart, go down to your abdomen. And then you exhale the toxic, the negative. Make sure you inhale and exhale at an even pace, smoothly and naturally, just to relax. Now please do understand, when you inhale, all depends the length of the exhalation or inhalation depends on your personal condition. If you're not, cannot breathe very deep, as best as you can. Just natural is the best. So inhale, and you can count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you exhale on it. 8 or 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And continue. And I'm going to change the music here for a moment. That includes the mantra of love, peace, and harmony, which basically says, I love my heart and soul. I love all humanity. Join hearts and souls together. Love, peace, and harmony. You love, peace, and harmony. You're going to hear it in English, and you're going to hear it in what we call a soul language. And you know what the soul language is. That's when you speak in a different language, in tongues. You don't have to understand it, but this is a translation, and you'll also hear it in Mandarin. So as you continue to breathe for a couple moments, this is a very powerful mantra. If you're not feeling well, you can just put this on and you could just listen to it, sleep with it as well. So continue to breathe, continue to relax, and enjoy. So I would just like you now to slowly open your eyes. And put your hands together in your prayer position. And give gratitude and love and thank for everything. So we say how means all is good. How. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I always say everything in three for Trinity, for the Spirit, for yourself, for the universe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you, love you, love you. Appreciate you. And total gratitude. And you can open your eyes and move around. And Jackie, and I'll just switch back to music now. So Jackie, how did you feel?
Relaxed.
Yes. And that's what it's supposed to do. Relax. And some people may be feeling your heart is lightening up. It's opening up. You feel at peace, smiling. You may feel some tingle in your body. You can feel so many things. And that, everyone, is worth its weight in gold. Greatest forgiveness in Mandarin is Da, means greatest. Quan Shu is forgiveness. So Da Quan Shu is greatest forgiveness. So as we wrap up here, my dear Jackie, and the time goes so fast when you're having fun, what are your words of wisdom you would like to leave everyone with? I know you have so many. Jackie?
Sorry, I actually put you because somebody is actually doing some gardening out there. Sorry.
That's
The
okay.
2 words, so you can hear me now, right? The 2 words that...
Not the 2 words, a few words.
Okay, but you had talked about the 2, which is forgiveness and
Oh,
love.
yes.
Mm-hmm. And believe it or not, those 2 are the most powerful. Because, first of all, the greatest love that you can give is the love to yourself. When you truly love who you are and love yourself, then you can give that love back. But when you actually receive the true love, and it starts with loving the God within us. If we understand how God loves us, and we connect to that love of God, and that comes through us, where we turn around and truly love ourselves, that's how we're able to truly love another. And that is an unconditional love without attachment. Forgiveness, you have to forgive yourself from the things we've done in the past. We all make mistakes. But when we hold on to those hurts, we're not allowing the love to cleanse us and to heal us and to make us become better. One of the things in the last few years in the journey of, being by myself and getting to know this true Jackie without having the responsibility of raising a child, is the word joy. And a lot of times people connect the word joy and happiness and think they're in one, but they're not. Because joy comes from God, the God within us. When you are connected to God, He brings forth a joy within you. And when you feel that joy, it's a joy that it's like you can fly. Happiness, you have to make yourself happy. You could be happy for a minute, and you could be happy for days on end. But that happiness is something that you have to do for yourself, right? So that's the thing that I'm learning of the joy, and how this feeling of joy, when I feel it, as you say, the I am, When I am mostly closest and connected to the I am, I feel joy. I feel it coming through me. I feel it in the people around me, how I connect with people, how I talk to people, how I feel, and that's transcend over to them. They feel it. They feel what I'm feeling.
Beautiful.
So, sorry, sorry.
No,
So
I said, mhm.
coming back to the love and the forgiveness is if you could feel that joy from within that he pushes out to us, you will understand what that love he's given us, because the joy is his love.
That's
And
correct.
when you start to feel that, you can't feel fear, you can't feel lack. He brings forth such a power within you and in you that you feel you could fly. And don't think like flying, but it's a what's
Uh,
the word I want to
It's a
use,
metaphor.
metaphor. But you feel it so powerful that when you in this when you enjoy, everything flows to you. You're not swimming against the current.
No.
Everything good
Mhm.
and loving and kind flows into you. Whether you're a business, the right people will come to you. If you're seeking something good, it'll come to you because you are in love, you are in joy.
Not that
and
you're
and
unstoppable in everything
right,
that
and
you do.
what I'm saying to you is not just for the special. God is in all of us. He's in all of us because that's he is the creator in all of us. So I'm not special than the next person, and what I'm telling you, you can't receive it. We can all receive it, but we also have to make time. Just like we sat and we meditate, you have to make time for you to connect with that God. Stop the noise in the head and just say, I'm open to receive whatever you're trying to tell me. Some people get it as an intuition, some people get it as a feeling. For me, I hear his voice, or sometimes he shows me things through the third eye. And it took me time to get to here, and I'm still learning. I'm still, you know, growing every day. But I love when I feel his presence. I love when, right now I'm talking to you, I could feel it. The joy that comes through me, it's a beautiful thing.
It is a beautiful thing, but
It is a beautiful thing.
and here's the thing, Jackie. There are 10 qualities, greatest qualities, and in this order, I'm just
Hmm.
going to mention it before we wrap up here in my last words. We have greatest love, greatest
Hmm.
forgiveness, greatest compassion,
Hmm.
greatest light, greatest humility, greatest harmony, greatest flourishing, greatest gratitude, greatest service, and the ultimate is greatest enlightenment.
Hmm.
So I want to leave these words with you and these 10 qualities because that's what we're working towards. And I want to so thank my guest today, Jackie, for sharing with us her lovely stories. I know we'll have Jackie back because we have so much more to talk about we didn't even touch.
Right.
So, Jackie,
That's
my
for
dear, I
sure.
want to say thank you so much for joining us on Divine Soul Journey today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And for each and every one of you out there, you know, forgiveness, love, compassion, gratitude, being thankful each and every for every single thing that you do. Just be thankful. Just start with there. So, on behalf of everybody, on behalf of Portia, myself, and Jackie, we want to say thank you all so much for joining us each and every week on the Divine Soul Journey. And on that note, I would like to say
Thank you.
aloha, namaste, sitaram, assalamu alaikum, shalom, good morning, good evening, good night to each and every one of you. And in the words and the music you're hearing in the background of love, peace, and harmony, blessings to each and every one of you. And thank you always for being with us. Until next time in the Divine Soul Journey, this is Dianne and Portia saying, we love you, we honor you, and we appreciate you. Namaste. Thank you. Aloha.